answer, and I'll try to summarize it here. We had a lot of printers that were within classrooms or different areas within there. Well, they were all aging. And not to mention, it's more expensive to print at one of those than it is to one of these multifunctional devices. So at this point in time, when we brought in a number of different companies, looked at different proposals, and before we went with Schwab, is looked at how we could downsize all those printers within each one of those classrooms, but also maintain a quality where you could printing was available to you within the different buildings. Well, in doing that, we realized that we had maybe 6 copiers that were out there that the volume of those copiers was rather low, and we could actually get a year out of them without having to pay anything, that rental fee, because of the volume was low on them, and that's what you're seeing here. So to answer your question, yes. Did we do that? It was just last year that we did, and we are experiencing savings from moving to these multifunctional devices with Schwab.
Yeah, and this is only for an annual contract? Is it?
Yeah, this is.
Is it 4 years? It's not coming up on mine. Okay, here we go.
48 months.
48 months. Are we locking in any cost of per click charges?
As I mentioned, it ties back to the master agreement, so yeah.
Okay. Right, thank you.
Question, do we still have a print shop here in the basement?
We do.
Has that been downsized as we're doing more in the various buildings?
We have actually tried to increase more volume to the print shop, as it's even cheaper to print there. So we're still working and moving in our plan to do as much printing as we possibly can in the print shop.
Thank you.
I have a question on 8.09, the Mason paper bid. I want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly. Is that part of the IU5 paper bid? That's all one? Okay.
Correct. The entire, whoever wants to participate in that consortium does. And you see what the.
Yeah, I just seen that name pop up around a lot lately. I just wanted to see what it was, because I know we always got our paper through IU5, so that's part of it. It's sort of.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's a really good price. I checked what I get in my business. I wish I had that rate.
Well, last year we had a coffee guy who bored, we asked him.
In regard to 8.01 through 8.03, we're not approving the bid tabulation, we're actually awarding the contract to the lowest responsible bidder as identified in the bid tabulation.
Okay.
And then in regard to the CoStarz program, the state goes out to bid and bids those contracts and then awards it to the lowest responsible bidders. And that's why we don't have to bid it out, and we can accept the state contract because they already went out to bid.
Thank you.
Any more discussion on that 8.01 through 8.11?
I'll ask the board. Anything further? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to do 8.11. I'm sorry, 8.12 by itself. There's a little discussion there. This is an agreement to provide soft drinks, etc., beverages to the school district. Currently, 8.12 would award the contract to the Pepsi company. And I'm looking for a motion and a second.
Before we discuss, we ought to have a motion.
So is there a second?
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, now discussion.
Any discussion?
I did some of the calculations. We were given a copy of the Coke agreement and the Pepsi agreement today. Went through, had a discussion with Aaron, and I would like, looking at the cost, it looks as if we would have a better, we'd have more money into the district, guaranteed, if we went with Coke. And I'd like to make a recommendation that we reject the Pepsi agreement and accept the Coke agreement instead.
Well, we have a motion to accept.
So
We'll probably have to vote on that.
You have to vote
and see what happens there.
Vote Pepsi up or down.
I guess I have a comment too. What is the recommendation?
You have a Pepsi agreement under my report, so that is working with Airmark, that is our recommendation, is the Pepsi agreement. And it is, when you take the volume and the rebates, as Mr. Hosford and I did, I mean, it is, I agree, it is more guaranteed money going with Coke. However, in working with Airmark as well, we're looking at the different options available. The volume, we think that we can increase the volume with Pepsi products as compared to the Coke products, which is what's really driving the recommendation, is if you increase the volume here, it's not only going to be more of the kickback, but you're also getting all those sales, for which.
That's if we do.
Agreed, and I would agree with you. I mean, so it's really coming down here is Coke really is, there is more guaranteed money. However, if you can increase volume with going with Pepsi, it has more potential.
You think the kids prefer Pepsi over Coke?
I think that's,
Can I ask one of your students?
I
Pepsi or
am not a
Coke?
student.
He works for Coke.
Joe,
Yeah.
Pepsi or Coke? What's your, Coke? Bailey? Oh, there we go, too. Do we
I
have
don't
one
know
more,
them, by the way, I
Mackenzie?
swear to God.
What I'll say, and I said this at the Cal meeting, it's been a great relationship with Coke and these two guys back here, but to Aaron's point, over the course of the 5 years, the guaranteed money up front from Coke is higher by about $7,000, so it comes out to about $1,400 a year. Now, we believe through Pepsi and the different offerings, for example, the middle schools have 5 offerings through Pepsi, Coke has 2. In the high school, I think there's more offerings for the students, whether it's the naked juice or other items. When I had done nutrition class surveys a year ago to those students, they were unanimous Coke, and I gave them, unanimous Pepsi, when I gave them all the options for each company. But we think, and it kind of falls on us to make sure we drive the sales for food service. Aaron kind of alluded to it. Food service is a little down. We do have down enrollment, and even the guarantee money with Coke is great, but our sales every year has kind of gone down with Coke because, at least on the school side, the new products coming in aren't as much as Pepsi. So we think the upside, if we drive the sales correctly, can exceed the guarantee from Coke over the course of the 5 years. So that's where we fall. So
Now, the guarantee from Coke is over the course of the contract is $100,000.
I think it's around 20 actually.
Okay.
No,
The
it's
Pepsi here,
100,000, 5 years.
20 a year. The Pepsi is 8,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000.
Correct, and then you get the rebates on.
If we
each
sell.
case. Oh, well, yeah, we will, but.
Right, but,
Right.
you know,
The amount that Pepsi had taken at that time was the amount of cases that Coke had sold that year.
Okay.
So that's where they figured out, without doing any increase in inflating the numbers, I think the number was 3,100 cases that year.
Okay.
So that's what Pepsi took and added their rebates to it, which brought it up to almost that amount, so, yes.
So you're saying the 4,000 you're talking about is the base rate, and then you add sales to that on top of that. So it's kind of,
we get a lump sum at the beginning of every year.
Right.
based on what was sold last year. I don't know. What,
Well, with this current year, our counts, you know, when this originally, the Coke contract ended last year, so it was, their term, the Coke term was up, so it went out to bid. We had served, this is coming off the USDA guidelines. We dropped about 1,200 cases because of that, because we couldn't serve certain items in K through 8. So that year we sold 3,100. This current year, we had 2,831 cases. So we dropped a couple hundred cases year over year with Coke. And that's where we think, you know, just on our research and talking to the students and what items that Coke or Pepsi offers, we think we can get that book going back north again and get more sales generated with that.
so with the addition of the various products, you're saying,
Yes.
within the Pepsi
Right.
umbrella, you're saying you might be able to sell more?
Correct.
There's a good chance. to
Right,
sell
and
more.
it's also on us. Like I said, their guarantee up front